and welcome to another Champions League preview, and it is going to be Liverpool versus Napoli on Wednesday. Now, it's an important match. It's a really important match for a couple of reasons, but obviously the main reason would be if we can win this game against Napoli, then what it would mean is that we can kind of take it easy in the last game, and then we can put a big focus on the Premier League as well in terms of team selections and stuff like that. I expect us to go as strong as possible in the Champions League against Napoli this week because we have to. We really have to. As the table stands right now in our group, we are on 9 points at the top of the group. Napoli are on 8 points just behind. Salzburg are on 4 points and Genk are on 1. Obviously, Salzburg will play Genk this week as well. There's a couple of things that could swing either way. Depending on what happens in both games. Liverpool versus Napoli, Salzburg versus Genk. Obviously, if Genk somehow get a result against Salzburg, and Genk are a dangerous team, but if they get a result against Salzburg, say even if they get a draw, that will then be too much, I think, for Salzburg to recover from, and it would mean that Liverpool and Napoli would both go through anyway. That is what I think would happen. So obviously that would be great. That would be fantastic. If Liverpool get the win, I think we would definitely go through as group winners. I think that would happen. Because we would be on 12 points, Napoli would still be on 8. We would go through as group winners, like on Wednesday. If Napoli get the win, we would stay on 9 points. They would then move to 11 points. If Salzburg get the win over Genk as well, they would go to 7 points, and then it means that the last game of the group stage is exceptionally vital. It really would. It then becomes a must-win game where you then have to play the strongest team possible to get that win, and it becomes like last year. Maybe not as nail-bitingly close, but it becomes like last year, where last game of the group stage, where we're having to absolutely do the best that we can to get through. And avoid the Europa League, of course. That is obviously the main goal of the group stage. Get through the group stage, or if you're not, tank it and come last and just get knocked out of the whole thing altogether. Because the Europa League it's a bag of crap, honestly. It's just not something I ever want to be involved in, and I hope that we're not. But we're going to come on to some injuries for Napoli. Now, they're missing Gulam Malquit, whatever his name is, but obviously the big one for them is going to be Lorenzo Insigne, which came out the other day. I think came out on Monday that he's going to miss. Might have even been Sunday. That he will miss the Liverpool game. Don't know why. Apparently it's something to do with an elbow injury. I've never really heard of an elbow injury in recent years, but fair play. But Insigne is a nightmare of a player to play against. He really is. Now, does that eliminate all the threats for Napoli? Absolutely not. Napoli as a club right now might be in complete disarray, and I kind of want to go and look at what they've been playing like recently in terms of like form and stuff like that. Let's have a look here. It's been a long time since they actually... So, like, the last win they had... They've had a lot of draws. The last win they had was actually the 3-2 against Salzburg in the Champions League, 23rd of October. Since then, they played against SPAL in Serie A, 1-1. They drew with Atalanta, 2-2. Got beat by a 10-man Roma, 2-1. They played Salzburg again, that was 1-1. Played against Genoa, 0-0. And played against AC Milan, 1-1. Now, Napoli as a club right now are in quite literal disarray. Things are going on at that club that just... It's not... The only thing I can compare it to is what happened to Sporting a couple of seasons ago, where you basically saw all of most of the Portuguese players just moved to Wolves. Like, that's literally pretty much what happened. It's just... It seems like a similar sort of thing's going down with them, and I can't really get too into it because I haven't looked into it a great deal. It's just like snippets of things that I've seen, when I'm browsing either like sports apps or something like that. But it doesn't look like Napoli are in a very good place to where they were like the ones that were challenging Juventus for the title to now being like 7th or 8th in their league, and it's just not looking good for them. But that does not mean at all that they won't be a dangerous team. I don't believe that they would be a team that downs tools in the Champions League. Even though we are at home at Anfield, this is going to be a really tough game, and one that I hope obviously we will be taking seriously. We will definitely be taking this game seriously because it would basically secure us through as group winners in the Champions League if we go out there and win, and that's massive. That's absolutely huge for us because if we can do that this early, then we've already had a better group stage campaign than we did last season, and it might actually put us in a better position for the knockouts as well. So we've got to put everything into this one and take it absolutely as seriously as possible. Now, for us, in terms of injuries and returns, I think we've got Mohamed Salah will be coming back. Jurgen Klopp said after the game at the weekend that Mohamed Salah will come back and feature in the Champions League game. He was close to bringing him on near the end of the game until Firmino scored the second goal for us. And I think he actually told him, you can just sit down, don't worry about it, we'll just rest you now. We've got the second goal, we'll just see out the rest of the game right now, and that is exactly what we did. So we get a fresh Mo Salah right there. I think we should have the likes of Andy Robertson, Van Dijk, Lovren, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Fabinho definitely, because he won't be playing at the weekend. He picked up a yellow card and he is suspended for the game at the weekend. So Fabinho will definitely play in this game because he's not suspended. Obviously Alisson in goal as well. I missed that one. Midfield, yeah, Fabinho definitely. Wijnaldum, Henderson, it most likely will be the one he goes with. He could change it out for Oxlade-Chamberlain to go in there. I see no reason why he couldn't do that, but most likely you'd end up seeing Henderson and Wijnaldum all partner together with Fabinho, and then the front line of Firmino, Salah and Mane. If we play like we did at the weekend against Napoli, we're not winning. And that's just a fact. We've got to go out there and play like we did against Man City before the international break. Now, whether we're just suffering a little bit of, international break hangover or something like that, whatever you want to call it, the fact is, out of the last 4 times we've faced Napoli, one of them being a friendly, we've only won once. We've lost 3 times. So we've got to take this game absolutely 100% seriously. Yes, we're at home. The losses that we've had, alright, yeah, the friendly game was at home, which was this year, actually. It was 28th of July. Other than that, it's mainly whenever we've played away to Napoli. So, like the 1-0 we had last year in the group stage, the 1-0 there where they won, and then it was the 2-0 when we played away this season as well, where they won 2-0 late on. And it was late on for them. I think it was something like past the 80th minute where they got a penalty and then they finished it off with a very late goal into injury time, I think it was. So I want us to come out like we did against like Man City, take it to them from the get-go. Like, regardless, almost take Napoli's form out of it and what is going on at that club right now, all the disarray, all the discontent, the players and that, and apparently some of the players are going to get fined 50% of their wages. They've got to pay it back to the club. I don't know how that's going to work out, but fair play. And see what happens in this game, because we have to take it to them. We've got to go out there and we've almost got to go out there and put on a clinic, and I mean like clinical finishing as well. Good passing moves, very high intensity, high pressing, all that business, everything that we're known for. We've got to go out there and put on a show. We do have to. And also a defensive show as well. I'm not bothered about a clean sheet anymore. It doesn't seem like we're very keen on keeping them anymore. Like we used to be, there used to be that gif that goes around about Virgil van Dijk where he goes like, I love clean sheets. I think we all love clean sheets. Honestly, we definitely all love clean sheets. But at the end of the day, if we concede a goal but we win, I don't care. We need to get the win. That is first and foremost what we need to do. Napoli, they've got tricky players. Even with Insigne out, they'll have like Lozano Dries Mertens. They've got people in midfield like Allen, who are absolute battlers. Koulibaly in defence. Like they've got very, very good players. Their spine of the team is very, very strong. They've got very good leaders in that team as well. And I think when it comes down to match day in the Champions League, they're going to want to put on a performance as well. They don't want to be at risk of dropping down into the Europa League like they did last season. And that was because of us that they dropped down into the Europa League. You know, they're going to be wanting to put on a performance, hope that Salzburg... Again, all of this, even if we lost the game or something like that on Wednesday night, all of this could be put to bed if Genk get a result against Salzburg, because then it means basically that Napoli and Liverpool will go through either first or second, whichever way through. So if something happens there, and I don't know when they play, do they also play on Wednesday night? Do they? Yeah, so they play at Wednesday night, so we'll find out exactly what the state of our group is on Wednesday night. Both games at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to try and watch them both, obviously with a focus on Liverpool. But I definitely think that we can get a victory here. I think it's going to be really difficult. I really think it's going to be difficult. And I'm going to go for a 1-0. I'm going to go for a 1-0. Do I truly believe that we can keep a clean sheet? I'd be surprised if we kept a clean sheet, honestly. Which would mean it should be 1-1. I should be predicting 1-1. But I'm going to go for 1-0. Because I think it's going to be tight as hell. I really do. I think it's going to be such a tight game. And a game of very, very, very fine margins. And I think the fact that we are at home should be the factor that pulls us over the line. Should be the one where not only do we want to put on a performance because we're at home, but because we're at home, we should be making that atmosphere absolutely massively in our favour. Almost take the Napoli fans out of it so that Napoli don't believe anyone is there to support them. That is what you want to make it look like and feel like. And I think if we do that, make an impact straight from the get-go, I think we can go out there and win the game. I'm going to go 1-0. I don't think it's going to be a goal fest. Obviously, I certainly hope that we win the game, but it's going to be a very, very, very tough game. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think we're going to come out of there with a victory? Are you happy for us to come out of there with a draw and just wait and see what happens with the Genk and Red Bull game? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please do like it and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you once again, and I'll catch you later.